Hey, what's going on, guys? So I'm gonna show you guys a cool exercise I like to perform for anyone who is dealing with like a posterior tibialis discomfort, pain, tendonitis, and that's a tendon that runs right on this inside, right behind your malleolus here, and you're gonna usually have some pain in the inside part here of the foot. So it's also a great exercise for anyone dealing with like instability of the ankle, so this is gonna challenge the stability. So first, you need a slant board. So you can use this one, a bigger slant board, or a small wedge. Just make sure the wedge is nice and stable, but usually for this, I prefer using more of a slant board itself, just because this one might roll over a little bit. So I'm gonna ditch this one for now. This is a cool one. You don't have to buy this one, but this is from the Tib Bar guy, and I'll provide a link in the description if you wanna go ahead and save yourself some money purchasing this. But let me show you the exercise. So that tendon, right, that posterior tibialis, it's a muscle, and then there's a tendon that runs, and what it does, it helps to point your foot down and inwards, right? So if you have to get into your toes or anything, you also just point your foot inwards here. That's what the muscle does. But usually when there's a tendonitis or something, there might be pain with this. So I wanna show you an exercise that's just going to strengthen it, bring in some more blood flow, and it's just a good recovery just to help it with any of the tendonitis, any pains going on. So if the muscle helps you point down and in, when you're on a slant board, you're gonna stand with the slant board sideways, and you're gonna get into a lunge here. So what the slant board is gonna do is going to do the opposite, right? If the muscle helps you point down and in, this slant board is going to make you point up and outwards like that, right? Just naturally because of the slant. That's the position we don't want to go into, right? So one, get into a good lunge. Don't get too narrow, but open up your base. Hold on to a foam roller, a chair, something for balance if you need it, right? I should probably grab it, but I don't know. I'll be right back. All right, I'll grab it for the demonstration here. So use a foam roller, chair, anything. But yeah, so when you're in this position, you're gonna notice that the slant board, like I said, is putting you in that position we don't want, right? And that's overstretching the tendon. That might cause some pain and discomfort. So what we wanna do while we're here, we're gonna push down and inward. So we're kind of fixing the issue, right? The slant board is gonna force us into that bad position. We wanna get into the good position. So here, again, don't be too narrow, open up your base. Now from here, all we're gonna do, for some people, this might be a lot already, and you can just hold this for time, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, or you go into some lunges. So this is what we're gonna do. So from here, making sure that you're in that good position, you wanna own that position, right? Don't be weak. I don't want you doing the exercise like this. So own this position. We're gonna go into a small little lunge. You don't have to go all the way to the floor, don't worry. Your goal is just to get into a small little lunge while maintaining the foot in that good position, right? At no point should you start to cave in or anything. Keep pointing down and in. So that's gonna activate that muscle, and it's gonna train that muscle to be nice and stable, build that strength. And like I said, this is gonna be great for anyone who is dealing with instability of the ankle or any type of tendonitis of the posterior tibialis muscle. You're gonna get right here again. So again, if you can notice here now, with this foot, that muscle runs along the inside, so it points down and in. So the slant board is gonna take us to the opposite. So if we're here, right, point down, in, hold that position, go into your lunge, and back up, right? I like doing like 3 sets of like 10 to 15 repetitions. You could load it with weight, but usually this is just enough to get a good challenge. And if you want a further challenge, try not to use a foam roller, just go straight into it here. And you can even make it even more challenging by closing up or making your stance a little bit more narrow. That's really gonna challenge that stability. So go down slow, back up, slow, back up.